Stay tuned for Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. It's that time of year again in the Motor City. Next door at Cobo, the annual auto show. Beautiful drives to behold. And here at Joe Louis Arena, it's the inner drive. And solid performance of a great import like Henrik Zetterberg, who is tied for the team lead in points with 32. With a new domestic product fresh off the assembly line in Dylan Larkin. There are few models in the NHL with his acceleration and performance that requires no maintenance. It's the Red Wings trying to find the right road to home victory for the first time in 5 tries, meeting the rested Anaheim Ducks, who were here last night, waiting for the Wings, who won 3-0 in Buffalo. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Red Wings hockey. And of Red Wing notes tonight, Joachim Anderson has cleared waivers, but he will remain with the Red Wings just in case there are any injuries. Brad Richards returns to the lineup tonight after attending his grandfather's funeral yesterday in Prince Edward Island. Much has been made of Dylan Larkin's remarkable freshman campaign. He's second in rookie goals and points. He leads the Red Wings in goals and is tied in points. Further proof to Dylan's season among players with at least 500 minutes played at even strength, 5-on-5 this season. Dylan Larkin is third in percentage of goals scored when he's on the ice. For example, for every 10 goals scored at even strength while Dylan Larkin is on the ice, 7 of 10 goals have been scored by the Red Wings. Only LA's Tyler Toffoli and San Jose's Joe Thornton have higher ratio of goals for percentage during 5-on-5 play. And with his thoughts on this great freshman whom the Hockey News Mick has dubbed the next Jonathan Toews, your thoughts on Dylan Larkin?
Well, there's lots of them. But, you know, looking at last night and what happened, we wondered how many times, why is Larkin so far ahead in the plus department of everybody else in this hockey team? What happened last night was there was a 4-minute power play. I talked to Jeff Flashill about an hour ago. He said when the second group went out, the second 2 minutes that is, and the Red Wings didn't score on it, Larkin looked at him and said, I'm okay to go. After taking a chipped tooth like that, a broken tooth, his nose bleeding, he got her stuffed up. The next shift out, it starts with Glendening and Yurko, replaced by Pulkkinen, and don't you know it, Larkin picks up a bank shot, and look at this play here. 4 Sabres around him. He buys time. Bang, down the slot, threaded that pass through all those guys, and Zetterberg in behind says, thanks a lot, kid. It's great playing with you, but you know what? The kids are driving the bus. Larkin's leading that department. He is just fun to watch, and wherever you go, all everybody says to me is, wow, Mickey, is Larkin that much or what? I said, yeah, he's sick, like the kids you said say.
There you go. You're into it now. On back-to-back nights, Jimmy Howard gets the starting goal, just his second start, Mick, the past 11 games.
Well, for Jimmy Howard, he's been working hard. That's the bottom line is when you're not getting in, it's pretty obvious that Mrazek has played so well, he's taken over the #1 spot. That's new territory for Jimmy Howard. He's got to be a veteran, practice like a veteran, work hard like a veteran, and come to play tonight and say, you know what? I'm still here. I'm not going away. Jimmy Howard was playing really well the first 2 months of the year. He had a couple of bad starts, got pulled, but he's still a very good goaltender, but he's got to have a good, solid effort. Hopefully his teammates represent that too and recognize it and give him a little bit of help.
4 goals and 5 points the past 8 games for Corey Perry, and that says something considering it took him 12 games to get his first goal of the season.
Well, Corey Perry doesn't need anybody to tell him that he's got to score goals. He's a perennial 30-goal scorer. He scored 50 one year and won the Rocket Richard Trophy. He's always been a guy that knows how to go to the net. He plays with a lot of grit. And so you got to keep your head up when Perry's on the ice, sometimes to the point of a fault. But boy, when he gets around the net, he knows how to score goals. This guy is a premier forward in the National Hockey League. He's got 17. Nobody else has over 10 for Anaheim. They've only scored 89 goals in 45 games. That's unbelievable.
The Ducks are 8-3-1, though. They're past 12 and 3-1 since losing to the Wings 2-1 in Anaheim a couple of weeks ago. They are rested. Their game last night postponed due to that horrible storm. The Wings want to get the road mojo here at home at the Joe next on Fox Sports Detroit. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. By Myers. Save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Xfinity.
This one from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
And our goaltenders are brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. John Gibson, who was to start last night in the postponed game in Washington, so he gets the call tonight. Jimmy Howard, who hasn't won since a victory December 3rd here over Arizona. Just Howard's 7th start the past 21 games. As we get set for this one, Dan O'Halloran, the Brighton native, will work this game along with the rookie official Kendrick Nicholson. As we're underway, the Red Wings start with Henrik Zetterberg in the middle, with Dylan Larkin on the left and Justin Abdelkader on the right. Jeff Blashill likes to continue with the same line after a win that he started the last game with. And since the Red Wings won last night 3-0 in Buffalo, with this line starting, they get the call again tonight. Green has it at center. He gets checked there by Andrew Cogliano, the former Michigan Wolverine, who moves in on the forecheck. Look out here. Moving in on it is Livonia's Ryan Kessler, number 17. For Cogliano, number 7. That's Jakob Silverberg, number 33, whom they've acquired from Ottawa for Bobby Ryan. Made the pass back for Kessler. Knocked away by De Kaiser. And Henrik Zetterberg gets one out of harm's way into the Anaheim zone. And the fans here at Joe Louis Arena on this Saturday night urging their team to get the first goal in the 2-1 victory. Tomas Tatar scored just 21 seconds into the game in Anaheim that the Red Wings won in the previous meeting a couple of weeks ago, 2-1. Riley Sheahan got the winner that night, set up by Dylan Larkin. Here's Darren Helm. He's in the clear. Scores!
Well, Darren Helm has been long due to get an opportunity like this to put it in the back of the net. He's had lots of scoring chances. What a bounce pass that was, perfectly onside, and what a fake by Helm. Oh my goodness. Brendan Smith, bang, right up there, well onside. He's in behind the defense. They didn't pay attention to Helm with that speed. And 1-0, 1 minute and 10 seconds into the game, and I'll tell you what, I don't know if there's anybody else on this hockey team that deserves a goal more than Darren Helm does. He's been working hard. He's been getting rewarded, at least playing with some top lines by Jeff Blashill, and he pays dividends right there.
So a little later than 16 seconds when Tatar got the first one in Anaheim, but a minute 10 into this one, the Red Wings have the lead again, and Jimmy Howard stopped that wraparound attempt. Green getting the second assist, as you mentioned, the great pass from Brendan Smith. As Getzlaf is out there for Anaheim now, number 15, along with Chris Stewart and David Perron. Perron wearing number 57, just acquired. Comes back to the line, taken here by Green, and that shot was blocked. Stays in play, though. Brought on here by Kevin Bieksa, the longtime Vancouver Canuck, with a 68-footer that deflects off Brendan Smith up and out of play.
That puck actually went over top of the netting. That's pretty rare. Right against the back wall behind the lower pole. And there you see Helm's 4th goal of the year and his first one in about a month, a little over a month. Not from lack of effort, but it's going to be tough on your confidence, boy, when you can't find the back of the net for various reasons and you're getting lots of chances, and Helm certainly has done that. Look at this.
Loose in front of the goal, poking and banging away. Ooh. And Gibson will hold it out.
Hot potato bouncing around the crease like that. The Red Wings have had a home record that they'd like to have better for sure. And Gibson popped that puck out of there, went off Polkinen, so they really didn't get a whack at it to try to put it in the back of the net there.
Yeah, and further to your point about the home record, while the Red Wings are 6-1, they're past 7 on the road and won last night. They're 1-4-2. They're past 7 here at the Joe, where they haven't won in their last 4.
And the power play coming into the other night when Zetterberg scored late in the game against St. Louis in that loss was 29th in the league at home. Only 11 goals now with 12 here at home. So you'd think that you'd be better at home, but who knows why you're not. Trying to get too fancy, maybe put on a show, I guess. The only thing I can think of.
Wings are looking for their first home win in 5 tries. The Ducks are playing their first road game since January the 1st. Anaheim coming off a just completed 8-game homestand at 5-3. This is their first road game. Their first one was to be played last night in Washington, but was postponed so they could get out of there due to the storm. So they're at their hotel and around by 7 last night, taking our game in from Buffalo. Here's Pokanen. And it rolled through and knocked aside, comes out to center ice.
There's a great side story to that whole thing, and we'll get to it when we get a chance, when that game would have been rescheduled, and the break coming up, and so on and so forth. We'll get to it when we get a chance to really get into it.
And of course, the Red Wings are hoping they'll get their game in on Monday in the Bronx.
Right on.
As the Islanders game has been postponed for this day, and the Red Wings are to travel to the Bronx tomorrow afternoon to play the Islanders in Brooklyn, rather, on Fox Sports Detroit. They'll be in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, the new building, no longer on Long Island, so they'll be in Brooklyn on Monday night. Nice pass ahead here to Zetterberg. Took a shot, and that was knocked away. Played up for Kessler. Ryan Kessler's got it, 8 goals, 19 points for him. And the Red Wings take that one to safety, but there will be a penalty here coming up for high sticking. Well, since the Red Wings last met the Ducks, Anaheim has been busy. Ryan Garbutt acquired from Chicago, David Perron from Pittsburgh, and Adam Clendenning won't be able to go against Luke Glendening tonight. He's a healthy scratch. But Ryan Garbutt, though, is an interesting story, though, Mick, making his Ducks debut here tonight, because in the 2014 playoff, he low-bridged the Ducks' Stefan Robidoux, breaking his leg. And in Game 5 of that series, he speared Corey Perry. And this year, he ran their goaltender Frederik Andersen, and now he's a member of their team.
Oh, boy.
That'll be interesting.
Well, you know, people wonder about stuff like that.
Save there by Howard off Theodore, who's a good one. Watch out for number 53, the rookie, Shea Theodore. He's got a great shot from the point.
They love what he's doing, boy.
Anaheim's power play 12th in the league. They've got at least one power play goal in 7 of their past dozen games. And as the goal scorer, Darren Helm gets it out.
Yeah, they love what he's been doing, especially with Cam Fowler being out of the lineup, and because he is such a good young player, Fowler. So Theodore's been a welcome addition to that team.
He just made his Ducks debut the end of December. Back on defense right now is Sami Vatanen to lead this power play. Vatanen brings it to center, number 45 for the Ducks. As the Red Wings wear their home red tonight, they wore them last night on the road in Buffalo, and it worked in a win. Good save there by Howard. The rebound. Searching for it, still loose and whacked away by Abdelkader. Then it's fanned on by Theodore. Moved it back to the line. There's a chance for Getzlaf into the slot. Puck loose side of the goal. Perry couldn't find it. Anaheim working with the man advantage. First power play of this game. Corey Perry back into the slot for Getzlaf. Getzlaf with 2 power play goals in the season and 1 empty netter. Into the high slot. Vatanen a shot. Knocked off to the side. It comes back for Shea Theodore. And Howard grabbing that shot going wide, and that'll be a big confidence boost early on for Jimmy.
You're darn right, boy. You want to get lots of stops early, and you want to wonder why Getzlaf has only scored 1 even strength goal in about 55 games. Look at this replay. He's got to shoot this puck. Not that one. That's a little later on, but we'll get to that in a second. Here he is here. And watch number 15. He's going to get the puck back. No, that's the same replay from a different angle. Sorry, gang. We'll get to that here in a second. Get it figured out.
Off the draw. Here it is to Jakob Silfverberg. Went down low with it into the slot for Kessler. Big save again by Jimmy Howard on Ryan Kessler in a bid for his 9th of the season. Walking the line, and Howard's got that off a shot from Hampus Lindholm.
And he had no idea. He had a guy planted right in his face, maroon. Holy jumping. And that good position by Jimmy Howard. That's a really good start by Howard. The Ducks with 7 shots on goal. And there we go. We get her figured out. And here's Getzlaf right here. Hold it right there, gang. I mean, he's got to move in here about a stride and a half. Boom. That's a good looking scoring chance. He tries to go to the middle. Well read by Quincy. No problem for anybody. So that's one of the reasons why Getzlaf isn't scoring. He'd rather pass than shoot. And they're after him, shoot the puck more. He's a big, strong kid. skates well, should have more goals, and if he shot more, he probably would.
Red Wing penalty killing, which was 9 for 9 the past 3 games coming in, is 1 for 1 tonight. Taken down heavily in back of the goal was Green. And interference thrown on there, and no arm in the air from Dan O'Halloran on that one. Brendan Smith coming in. Has Datsuk with him. The shot, the save, and the rebound gathered back in by John Gibson off a Brendan Smith attempt.
Still some pretty wide open play as opposed to last night, Ken. Early we had a lot of attempts last night. See, Green got his stick caught up in the Anaheim player, but that could have gone either way, I guess. We had a lot of time last night in the game in Buffalo where there wasn't a lot happening, but
There was a lot of time.
that's what I did. Was that an echo?
A lot of time.
You mean a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. But already you got some wide open stuff going on here. It was pretty interesting because I mentioned on the open, Anaheim's only scored 89 goals. We'll get into more of that after this break. 13:58 to go. Early goal by Darren Helm as the Red Wings up 1-0. Welcome back to Joe Louis Arena. 1-0 early, and last night, let's take you to Dylan Larkin in an absolute, as Ken said, the kids call it a sick play. 4 Sabres around him. Watch what he does. Buys time, he goes to the boards, away from 1, 2. And watch Zetterberg with the orange circle. He goes around. Nobody pays attention to him. Larkin waits. Patience, and right through that maze. What a perfect pass. You couldn't design a play any better than that if you tried. And boy, that's a play that a young player very rarely can ever make.
Delayed offside here, but the Red Wings will clear out of the zone as Anaheim will take it. Lead pass for number 29, Chris Stewart. Alexei Marchenko back to get it. Feathered one there for Pavel Datsuk. 6 goals, 22 points for Pavel. Nudged aside there by Gibson, making a 3rd consecutive start tonight in the Anaheim goal, the Rookie of the Month in December. Dylan Larkin was the Rookie of the Month in November. Number 42, Josh Manson. Remember his dad, he was a tough one. Dave.
Sure was. For the
Very
Hawks.
good defenseman. Puck's knocked down. Getzlaf went back to the line with it. That didn't connect. Anaheim in the midst of a change, and the Red Wings follow suit. Ducks back to center here for Lindholm. Kessler to Silverberg, and Howard will hold on. And Mick, you had a chance to speak with Dylan Larkin, who had that tooth broken last night in Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, it was fractured and broken and busted and whatever. And, of course, his nose was bleeding. And I talked to him earlier tonight. He had it rebuilt today.
You couldn't even tell now it's
I know.
broken. He's had it all work done today.
Yeah, he was smiling pretty good. He was reluctant to smile last night, but
Yeah, and I thought hockey players, remember when Duncan Keith lost 7 at one time in the playoffs? I thought most hockey players wait till the career's over because they're only going to break them again.
right.
But
Remember Callahan down in Grand Rapids?
and this year too. I mean,
Oh my God.
he's back going again.
Yeah.
So good for him. He's
Yeah.
got more injuries.
He's a
Mitch
tough kid.
Callahan, yeah, it sure is.
But yeah, Larkin, it was funny.
Look out!
Oh,
They score.
Kessler.
Yep, the
Wow.
Livonia native gets the goal, and it's a 1-1 tie here as he scores his 9th and his 20th point.
You got to wonder, somebody missed an assignment in front of the net here. Green's behind the net and chases to the side on Cogliano. Smith is behind the net right there, and nobody's at home in front. We see Zetterberg turned his back, turned the wrong direction. Kessler snuck in. Where does he come from? He's a centerman. Watch 17. He's just hanging around right here. Much like Zetterberg last night. He's out in the outside. That's the way to do it. He snuck into the middle right there. Bang. That's a nice play by Anaheim to recognize. They had the mismatch and got possession behind the net, and the puck ends up in the back of the net. No chance at all for the goaltender on that.
Brendan Smith brings it in. Shot went high. And all the way back out to center as Green's got it. So Anaheim, like Detroit, neither team fares well when they're scored on first, but the Ducks get that one back. Silverberg and Cogliano assisting at 7:26.
When you mentioned they've been scoring more lately.
Yeah.
89 goals. Not even, they played 45 games. And the obvious math is less than 2 goals per game.
Well, they began the season as the Ducks have it in Red Wing territory again, back to the line, and it was fanned on by Theodore. Anaheim was shut out 5 times in the first 8 games this season and held to 1 goal or fewer 20 times in 45 games. Glendening dropped it back, and a piece of that off Gibson by Yurko, and the puck ricocheted up and out of play. And Anaheim, Mick, started the season, as you mentioned, 1-7-2. So in that time, the first 10 games of the year, they were outscored 27-10. Bruce Boudreau didn't know what to do. But since Christmas time, their past dozen, they've gone 8-3-1 and outscoring their opponents 29-21. I don't think he likes to use the term trap.
Yeah.
But it is much better defense lately, and the goals are coming a little better as a result.
He didn't know what to do, whether he should put up a for sale sign in his house or what, because a lot of people were calling for a coaching change. And great guy, Boudreau. He's been around a long time. He controlled the American Hockey League for about 15 years. Boy, he just was unbelievable down there.
As your local Toyota dealers brings you the report card on what the Ducks have done, graphic evidence since Christmas time.
Yeah.
And penalty kill's been excellent.
Well,
see there.
Through all of that, in that horrible start, they're only 4 points out of a playoff spot in their division. So,
nice save there by Gibson, because they are in the Pacific Division.
right.
And that's the one that is pretty much up for grabs, except for the Los Angeles Kings, who are running away with 61 points. San Jose is next with 51. Vancouver lost today, and Anaheim right in the running.
They let one get away today against Pittsburgh with Malkin scoring a hat trick. Got his third one in overtime.
But they've had very good goaltending, and Gibson and Anderson, and Gibson looks to be their goaltender of the future. They may have a card to play with Frederik Andersen as well, who's their backup goaltender tonight. Gibson played against the Red Wings in the 2-1 setback when the Red Wings went into Honda Center and won. As the Ducks chip it out to center ice. Marchenko back for Pavel Datsyuk. Datsyuk averaging 19 minutes and 32 seconds a night in ice time. That's number 1 among Red Wing forwards. That's 28 seconds more than he averaged last season, which was the lowest for Pavel since 05-06. Good play by Eriksson to knock that puck away. Datsyuk swings it wide.
Eriksson made a heck of a play on Larkin's goal last night to recognize a line change and get that puck up to Larkin to drive the short side, which eventually led to the first goal and the only goal, and the game winner is 5th.
Lead pass for Abdelkader. Now he stays with it. Zetterberg straddled the line to stay onside, and he's got it. The shot! And just rising over the right shoulder of John Gibson.
Had to shoot it early. It was a good back check by Anaheim and forced him to shoot the puck before he wanted to.
Silverberg gets cross-checked to the ice by Brendan Smith. So Smith will go off. The Ducks will go to a power play.
Fans don't like it too much, but here's a look at that play as Anaheim was coming back with some good speed on the back check.
Detroit, number 2, minor penalty.
Right here, you can see that. Silverberg actually forced him to shoot the puck much earlier and quicker than he wanted to. The puck was turned over at center. It could have been a lot more dangerous than that, but it's a good job right there on the back check by Jakob Silverberg, who has not even been the same since the Torres hit in training camp. He made that deal for Bobby Ryan out of Ottawa. He's struggled to get his offensive game going.
Yeah, Raffi Torres, a 41-game suspension, a bit of a setback. And can play, though, now for San Jose.
The nasty concussion.
Torres was injured, but it was a bad hit, obviously. And still Silverberg trying to get his game back as a result, and that can take some time for sure. Here's Corey Perry for Getzlaf. And out of the reach of Vatanen. Sammy Vatanen, 6 goals on the season for him, and 22 points, 3rd best on this Anaheim team. Vatanen with it again. Corey Perry, their leader in goals, power play goals, and points. Sent down the ice by Riley Sheahan as Gibson will tee it up.
Their power play isn't bad. It's 12th in the NHL at 19%.
They've gone 8 straight without a power play goal before connecting with it at least 1 in 7 of their last 12. Hampus Lindholm walks the line, took a wrist shot in. Howard the save. Marchenko didn't get enough on it to clear it out. There's another shot by Lindholm. Howard there again. Glendening, checked by Silverberg. Silverberg's got it now, wide open, back into the slot, the shot. Howard's there.
Good save
An
there.
attempt by Ricard Raquel. Raquel's got a couple of goals his past 2 games. He scored a personal best 10 this season. Sheahan got a stick on it. Then Abdelkader had his stick held up. And Red Wings able to clear it with 10 seconds left in the Brendan Smith minor penalty. Long pass for Corey Perry. Perry at 50 goals back in 10-11. Smith out of the box with it. So Anaheim fails on a second power play try. Yurko couldn't get past Getzlaf. That's chipped off the high glass and back out to center ice by Anaheim. Mike Green.
Good pace to this game so far. Both teams really on top of it. And again, Anaheim not playing yesterday and getting in here in plenty of time to figure out what Detroit was doing with Buffalo as they watched the game on Fox Sports Detroit last night here in the Detroit area.
Back of the goal for Gibson to Bieksa. And an outlet here by the Ducks. Ryan Garbett, mentioned, making his Ducks debut tonight after being acquired from Chicago for Yuri Sakach on Thursday. And Chicago's unloaded everything from that Sharp deal. Garbett went from Dallas to Chicago when Patrick Sharp went to the Stars. Here's Brad Richards back in the lineup for Joakim Anderson, who did clear waivers, but is still with the Wings. Richards, who attended his grandfather's funeral in Prince Edward Island yesterday, got back to Detroit this morning. Loose side of the net. And Richards is there to take it and clear one around for Teemu Pulkkinen. Pulkkinen's pass was intercepted. And Ryan Getzlaf turns with it at center. Captain will send it in deep. Picked off here by Stewart. And Howard there again. Kessler, who's got the Ducks goal. And the Red Wings will set up. Kessler up on the forecheck. Kessler with, once again, plenty of family and friends here tonight in from the Livonia area. Cogliano chipped it. Cogliano's got just 1 goal his past 21 games. This will be icing against Detroit.
Purchase a $67 fan pack to see the Wings and the Panthers match up Monday, February the 8th. You get 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, and 2 soft drinks starting at just $67. To get your fan pack tickets, go to DetroitRedWings.com.
So it'll be Henrik Zetterberg on this face-off against Ricard Raquel. Anaheim 3rd best in the league in face-off percentage. The Red Wings are 10th. Pavel Datsyuk's return has certainly helped that number. Perry bumps into Marchenko. Ducks work it back at the line. And a shot bounced down in front of Howard. Tapped over here for Dylan Larkin. Larkin tied for the team lead with Zetterberg. In points with 32. And the play there called offside. When we come back, Trevor Thompson with snow day yesterday for Anaheim.
The Ducks came into tonight's game worried about their start tonight. That's because they hadn't played since Wednesday in Anaheim. They were supposed to play yesterday in Washington, but maybe you've heard there was a little snow. The day started off as usual, getting ready to go to the morning skate, but then they found that because of the snowstorm that was hitting town, they would have to leave for Detroit early and the game was canceled. So they hopped aboard their team plane, sat there for a few hours, left at 5 o'clock, arrived in Detroit looking for food and shelter. They got that, and they're ready to go here tonight to face the Red Wings, who of course didn't have that snow, but they were thrown out of the routine, Kenny, and so far here in the first, it doesn't look like it's affected them very much.
Yeah, they had to de-ice that plane a few times before they get out of there. About 2:45 they sat there waiting to leave. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
The Anaheim broadcasters said that they plowed the runway specifically for them to be able to leave. There was no other flights coming in or leaving. And that charter, plow the runway, get up in the air, and get it over with. There's a sidebar to that whole story I'll get to in a minute.
Well, I was going to say, we hope we can get to LaGuardia tomorrow to in Brooklyn on Monday.
If they couldn't have gotten out of there and gotten here, this game would have been canceled.
Off a skate in front, and Gibson didn't find it. As Helm was lurking, Datsuk's got it now back in front to the line, and a shot and a save by Gibson, batted out of the air. Nyquist trying to go back, and DeKeyser sends it in back of the goal for Helm, chased there by Lindholm. Finds Datsuk. Datsuk working on Nate Thompson. Datsuk circles the goal, back to the line for DeKeyser, and a cross and a shot, and just wide from Quincy. Gibson maybe got a piece of it. Quincy again for DeKeyser. Move quickly to Pavel Datsuk. Now over to Helm. He got pinned up against the glass. Lindholm for the Ducks.
Let's go!
And he'll go to Howard. He'll tee it up. And DeKeyser back to take it. Red Wings and Ducks both in the midst of changes here. Knocked away before it could get to Yurko. Then Danny DeKeyser knocked it down at center. Pokanen had to go off his stick and then pokes it back into the Duck zone. Tomas Yurko up on it. Cleared around by Theodore. Glendening hit a stanchion. Took a gratuitous Ducks bounce, and it's tipped by Stewart to the line but not out. Then went off Bieksa. And David Perron in his familiar number 57 played with Pittsburgh and St. Louis and Edmonton before joining the Ducks in the recent deal with Adam Glendening for Carl Hagelin, who had just 4 goals and 14 points for Anaheim. Hagelin, who'd been so good with the New York Rangers but couldn't get it going with the Ducks, and the reason for the deal. Perron scored a goal in his Ducks debut and had an assist in his second game, playing his 3rd game here tonight.
Look out here.
Outside of the reach of Corey Perry. 50 goals exactly for Perry, and a hat trick in the end to get to 50 back in 10-11 when he won the Rocket Richard Trophy for the leading goal scorer in the league. 98 points. 5 times Perry's had 30 or more goals. He leads them this season with 17. Brought on here by Larkin, who leads the Red Wings with 15. Who scored the big goal, was the game winner, his 5th last night in Buffalo. But the assist to Henrik Zetterberg for his to make it 2-0 was even nicer. Howard got a piece of that. Silverberg. Nobody open as Abdelkader knocked it away. Larkin heading up ice, but Kessler, the Anaheim goal scorer, played it to an open wing, and Zetterberg's back there to take it. Quincy just dumped it to center. Now Kessler able to find it for Corey Perry. Perry from a sharp angle, a rising shot went high and off the glass and came right down here for Abdelkader. Took a hit. Larkin goes after it. Back of the goal, Lindholm. Gets the return pass. Working around Pavel Datsuk off Kessler's stick. Hustling back was Abdelkader to break it up. 1:45 to go in a quick pace first period here on this Saturday night. Glad you're with us on Fox Sports Detroit.
Long time without a whistle here, about 5 minutes have gone by.
Pavel Datsuk with a little shake to get free. And then intercepted. As Nyquist wanted a one-timer, here's Raquel back in for Perry, right in, he scores! What a beautifully set up goal! Raquel to Corey Perry, who's got his 18th of the season, and Anaheim in a 2-1 lead.
Corey Perry must have been on the ice a minute and a half. He's been out there forever. The end of his shift for sure, but that's a goal scorer's move right there. He's taking it. Puck's coming to the goaltender's left. He's moving across. Perry goes the other way, back to his right side. Makes it look easy, and a goal scorer like that. Beautiful setup. And that puck was turned over at the other blue line. You wonder how come it ends up in your own net. Boy, oh boy. The transition game in this game today. And you can't fault this guy for either goal. That's far, far too much on the platter for a guy like Corey Perry not to finish it off.
Corey Perry, one of two terrific first-round picks back in 2003 for Anaheim. They got Perry 28th overall, and earlier in that round, Getzlaf at 19th. As Perron went right to the goal there.
Penalty here coming up to Anaheim.
And Perron gets the second assist on that Perry goal after Raquel set him up. So Perron picks up his third point in his third game as a member of the Anaheim Ducks. And a power play upcoming. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit.
Mickey York with the game break brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Montreal in Toronto, just over a minute into the game. The Habs get on the board. Dale Weiss, nice feed to David Desharnais, who beats James Reimer. 1-0 Canadiens in the first. 2-1 Ducks late in the first as we send you back to the show.
And the Red Wings with a Bell Tire power play here. Their first of the game. Anaheim 0 for 2 on theirs, but lead by a goal with David Perron, who's got another assist for Anaheim. He sits, so the Red Wings have Tatar and Datsyuk and Abdelkader. Zetterberg at the right point. Green right-hand shot playing left side. Datsyuk gets him the puck. Back to Green. To Zetterberg. Green doesn't shoot it. Datsyuk top of the left circle. Green to Zetterberg, one-timer, and Gibson sees that and he holds on.
Green wanted to shoot that puck. It wasn't in his wheelhouse. It was in the heel, in the feet. And he had to handle it and then make it move to Datsyuk on the other side.
Red Wings with 3 power play goals their past 8 games. Anaheim's penalty killing, number 1 in the National Hockey League. 89%. They've killed off 35 of their last 37 disadvantages they have faced. Those are some great numbers.
I guess so. I mean, to be 8-3 in their last 11 games, they have to be doing something. They're not scoring many goals, although we mentioned more lately, but they've got their season average per game already tonight, which is 2 per game. By the numbers, they shouldn't be allowed another goal.
Perron in for goaltender interference. Drop pass. Green got over to keep it in. 15 to go in the opening period. Pavel Datsyuk feeds off as Tatar back for Green. Mishandled. Tatar's stumbling went down. And Anaheim will clear it, and that will do it. So after the Red Wings got the first goal, as Helm scored a minute 10 in from Smith and Green, the Ducks counter with Corey Perry getting the second one to give them the lead. Ryan Kessler got the first one to tie it up. So it's 2-1 Ducks. As our Ram intermission report comes your way and possible Wings call-ups, and what with Joakim Andersson clearing waivers, they have the ability to make some moves as need be. More on that with Chris Osgood, Darren Elliott, with the Auto Show taking over Kobo. The Red Wings at Joe Louis Arena after 20 minutes of play in what is a busy downtown. Trailed the Ducks 2-1, but stay tuned to Red Wings Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. Darren Helm opened the scoring and a breakaway in this game. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. With David Perron, who had the most minutes for the Anaheim Ducks in that first period among forwards, 8:01, while he's still sitting part of his 2 minutes in the penalty box. He has 1:04 left in it. As the Red Wings continue with a Bell Tire power play to start the second, it'll be Pavel Datsyuk in the middle. Nyquist and Abdelkader on his wings. Henrik Zetterberg at one point, and Mike Green, who has the puck now, at the other. Gives it to Zetterberg up the middle. With a shot and a save made by John Gibson, taken by Kessler and over the head of Datsyuk and down the ice.
Boy, Zetterberg took a hard hit at that blue line. He's shooting the puck early.
Henrik Zetterberg with 107 shots on goal coming into the game tonight. Second most on the Red Wings, behind Dylan Larkin's 126. Datsyuk waits, finds Green. From 60 feet, fakes a shot. Back for Datsyuk. Abdelkader in front of Gibson. Here's Green again. Puck was rolling. Save made, and Datsyuk couldn't flick home that rebound over Zetterberg's stick. Taken wide by Kessler.
Look at him. Look at him again. Bigger Kessler turned over there, but recovered. Wow.
In at the line here by Green. Nyquist gets shoved, gives it to Green, to Datsuk. Shot is blocked by Kessler, and out of the box is David Perron. Green trying to get back. He will, and gets a stick on the Perron attempt that deflected into the protective netting behind Jimmy Howard, and a stop and play.
Well, Henrik Zetterberg again, just so strong on the puck. And Mike Green with a bomb from the point. He's got to do more of that. That's why they signed him, and that puck bounced in a funny way into the feet of Pavel Datsuk. It was a bit of a knuckleball and a bouncer, and he couldn't get much on it. The other night, remember when Pavel whiffed on that shot at the end of the period? He was having a good laugh with me tonight about it in the dressing room. He said, "I understand you laugh at what I did." I said, "Well, you were laughing, couldn't I too?" He said, "The bench was telling me I only had 5 seconds. I had more, so I tried to hurry it." he was having a good time with it. He said, "That's good. A little bit of fun in the game is, when it's appropriate, is good. When you win, you can have fun."
Well, the Red Wings had 45 shots on goal last night. Every Red Wing had at least one shot on goal. And that was the first time that's happened since March 26th last year against San Jose. Was the last time every Red Wing skater, non-goaltender, with at least a shot in the game. Red Wings fired 45 on the Buffalo goal last night. 46 is their season high also against the Sabres. Punched around to the near side. Moving in on it was Corbinian Holzer, number 5 on the Anaheim defense, 6'3" defender. Poked by Datsuk, looks to get open. Brad Richards from center shoots it in. Datsuk goes after Holzer, the one-time Toronto Maple Leaf. He's in the lineup because Clayton Stoner is injured for Anaheim.
Anaheim's mixed their lines up. They've separated a couple of guys. They got Perry out here with Maroon and Raquel, and it right the first time. They've mixed all their lines up, really trying to get more scoring. Getzlaf and Perry have played together a lot over the years, and they've separated them.
Well, while they haven't been scoring a lot, Bruce Boudreau's team has allowed only 20 goals, non-shootout, since Christmas. We showed you their record earlier since Christmas time, so only allowing 20 since the Christmas break. That's the best in the National Hockey League. And this season, Boudreau's team leads the NHL with fewest goals against in both the first and third periods. They only allowed 1 against the Red Wings in the first here tonight, and look where they sit right now in the West after that horrible 1-7-2 start to the season when they were outscored 27-10 in the first 10 games.
They get a low tiebreaker too. Their ROW is 18.
That means regulation or overtime wins, non-shootout victories. It's the first tiebreaker. And they throw the shootout wins out if there's a tie, and it goes by regulation or overtime. Given away. As Smith coughed it up, but the Ducks, Cogliano couldn't get to it in front. Another giveaway. And Jimmy Howard bails him out.
Well, I was going to say, you know, it's unfair when you criticize Jimmy Howard. I know he struggled in a couple of games, but 2 plays like this, you can't fault the goaltender. I mean, and then Zetterberg himself who coughs this one up to Kessler, so he knows. You don't have to tell him. Those plays have to disappear.
Volkanen was checked there by Lindholm.
In the case of Howard, Ken, it's unfortunate because he struggled, and it's also unfair because he's not getting the kind of support that he should get.
This is just Howard's 7th start the past 21 games. In his previous 6, he's 0-2-3 with 1 no decision. A long time between wins for him. Hook was Yurko. Goes down to the ice. Checked there by Josh Manson.
Here we go.
Getzlaf digs the puck free, then he gets taken to the boards by Glendening. Brendan Smith back for Teemu Pulkkinen, who sent a line backhand pass through the middle. Manson back for Getzlaf. 57 games without an even strength goal. For number 15, Ryan Getzlaf, who mishandled the puck there. That includes 16 playoff games last spring. Here's a chance, so down low to them, and a nice block, and it rolled through to Howard. Brendan Smith got a piece of that on the way in. Getzlaf able to knock it out of the air. There's another save by Howard. Rolls back and a hold on. After the Chris Stewart attempt, he was able to stop.
It dodged a couple of bullets here in the first 5 minutes, Detroit has. Good play by Brendan Smith there. Perron tried to feather a pass over top his stick. It hit his body and went underneath and did not get to the front of the net, to the intended receiver. There, that puck's in the back of the net. Tony Granato with like, Brendan, what are we doing here? Let's go, tighten it up.
Patrick Maroon against Pavel Datsyuk on the draw. Datsuk's maroon stick was slashed. Datsuk says, I didn't do it. Here comes Helm. Getting back was Raquel. Oh, it squeaked through, but it went wide. Ricard Raquel. That was out of the reach of Perry. It was Maroon, the other forward on this line. Perry poked it back to his defense. Played in here for Maroon. De Kaiser ran into traffic. Once again, it's Ricard Raquel. He's the last pick in the first round in 2011. Datsuk was hooked. As a result, turned over, but the shot by the Ducks went wide as Darren Helm will slow down. And the Red Wings can get a change going here. De Kaiser with Cogliano up on the forecheck as the Ducks send two in. And that one was too far for Richards, and it will result in an icing coming back into the Red Wing zone.
Well, you want to be a referee or not? Broken stick played by Maroon or not? He busted the stick. Wow, that was close. Could have been backhander, but Datsuk was complaining to the referee that he played it with the stick. Snapped on the face-off. At the very least, he interfered with Datsuk. Now, you can split hairs if you want, but you can't play with a broken stick. Doesn't mean you have to be touching the puck.
Datsuk in the first period was 71% on draws. Best of any player in the game. The Red Wings had 65%. Popped up at the line. Trying to get free here is Richards. As Theodore was covering him, Riley Sheahan had to go over his stick. Perron bringing it back in. Gets the return pass. Perron back in front. Great save by Howard. Oh, that was tipped right at the periphery of the crease, and he made the save. Getzlaf back over Perron's stick. Boy, Bruce Boudreau giving David Perron a lot of ice time. And he seems full value for it, but now he's going to go back to the penalty box for a hold. Caught by Dan O'Halloran. So this Red Wings upcoming power play presented by Bell Tire, as is Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit. Unlike most of the East, here in the Midwest, it's been a mild winter, and that's been great. Look what from October to January, and what a difference a few months makes for District Detroit and the Event Center. And we want to thank the Detroit Red Wings for providing this footage. And you can go to Detroit Red Wing, DistrictDetroit.com to see more of the building process and how much it's advanced downtown.
The objective is to get the roof on and get enclosed by the fall, so that you get your electricians, your plumbers, and all your inside people. They can go to work when supposedly the bad weather hits in the fall, and we may be just kicking the can down the road. The East is getting it now.
Yeah.
We've had a pretty good winter.
So again, DistrictDetroit.com to keep tabs on what's going on.
These guys have been able to work pretty good conditions outside of the last 3 weeks or so. But
well, I expect to see you there with your hard hat on before long.
I got 3 hard hats. I'll pick a good one out when I get the All-Star break, and we'll get down there and see what's going on.
Red Wings on a Bell Tire power play, Zetterberg. Their second of the game. As Green brings it in. Green to the corner. He gets checked in there by Manson. Right in front it came as
there's
goes to get it.
Oh my God, look at Datsuk. slashed the stick right out of his hand completely, and why that's not called, I don't know.
Datsuk gets a new composite from Paul Boyer. Zetterberg back for Datsuk, trying to go back, but Cogliano was there to intercept. Datsuk swings it wide, and Green over there to pick it up. Mike Green turns in his own zone. Green had 31 goals back in 08-09. 18 of them were on the power play.
Boyer is quick. That was a quick exchange, boy.
Richards gets checked. Danny to Kaiser. Back for Brad Richards. Took a shot, and Gibson saw it all the way and holds on.
Well, I'm not complaining, but I'm just going to show it to you. Neither referee sees that. They couldn't. No one. And it was a Paul Bunyan as well. Right over the head by Kessler. I mean, right behind his head. How do you not make that call even if you don't 100% see it? Jeez.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait a minute.
Don't go there.
Well, really?
Don't go to not the 100%.
I mean,
down low it goes. Richards. Larkin, goal post. Larkin again.
Big ring on that one.
He wired one off the pipe last night in Buffalo too, did Larkin. Penalty over. Braun out of the box. Save made by Gibson, and he's got the rebound.
Well, Larkin's looking upward, wondering what the heck. Would that go through him? Under the elbow and off the inside of the post, and came right back to him. It's like he's got a magnet on his stick like last night. Yeah, it went under his arm. Square off the post from the angle by which he shot it. So
Dylan Larkin with 32 points, tied for the team lead with Henrik Zetterberg. 15 goals leads the Red Wings, and all but 2 points have come at even strength this season. 30 of his 32 at even strength. Tonight, -1, so he drops down 1 to +22 on the season. Here's Maroon. Patrick Maroon put it in back of the net with the far side for Perry. Over Raquel's stick. Picked up here by Maroon again. For Raquel. Corey Perry from up high. The shot. And Howard's got that.
Corey Perry is a guy that the puck follows him around. So he's an older version of Dylan Larkin, or Larkin's a younger version of Perry. The puck follows him around. He's got vinyl on him. Perry does. 10 years in the league, in year 11 now, just 30 years old. He and Getzlaf both signed a mega contract for long years. Boy, he's a sniper, and he loves to play a nasty game.
And with his goal tonight, gives him 4 goals the past 7. He had the lone goal for Anaheim against the Red Wings in Anaheim in the 2-1 Detroit victory. And Sheahan got
Is that backhander at the top corner? That was quite a move on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, that was a goal scorer's goal.
Sure was.
He might have guessed where. Peterborough, Ontario, played for the Peeps.
Of course he did.
Yes, he did.
Datsuk able to help at the center ice. Hampus Lindholm. What a great young defenseman he is. Lindholm gets hit in back of the Red Wing goal.
They can get a rush going. He's caught. Here they go. 3 on 2.
3 on 2. Red Wings with numbers. Here's Smith. Nyquist. Jurko scores!
Perfect storm with Lindholm caught. It looked good for a while. Wow. And I talked about Helm, how much he could use a goal. I guess even more so for this guy. He had maybe his best game as a Red Wing last night in Buffalo. He was really good. And Jeff Blashill told me so before the game. He said, I thought he was really good. What a nice move there. Down, around, up and down. There have been 3 goals scored tonight out of the 4. Have been moves like this. Wow, that's a beauty by number 26.
His first in 18
Jurko.
games.
Wow. And we're tied at 2, and all that we'll get to when we get a chance. Started with Lindholm, the defenseman. It didn't look like a bad play, but he crashed and burned behind the Detroit goal. And don't you know it, they end up with a 3-on-2 with a forward back. And Detroit isolated, led by Smith, and finished it off by Yurko.
And we've seen some of those moves on YouTube. Remember before Tomas Yurko, before he came to the Red Wings, and saw some of that right there live. Nyquist and Smith assisting.
Here goes Larkin. Look at him. He's wound up.
21 seconds into the second period.
So back on even terms midway through this game. Larkin, Zetterberg, and Abdelkader for Detroit. Back to the line, but over the stick of Alexei Marchenko. Sheldon Smith getting his second assist of the night. Cogliano. Wrist shot. Howard blocked it. Off his right arm. Up and out of play.
Wow.
So the nice hands of Tomas Yurko has tied up this game 2-2 on Fox Sports Detroit.
Well, you want to see what happened. Here was, Ken, you just mentioned what a good young defenseman Lindholm is, and here's where he gets tangled up in behind the net. And watch what happens here. 2 Anaheim forwards. Also, down in the corner, Pavel Datsyuk is going to get possession of the puck right here. You got 3 white jerseys caught. Getzlaf is back as a forward. Most forwards are like a duck out of water trying to play defense. Smith, watch this play right here. Getzlaf goes over here. He's got to stay home. That makes it a 2-on-1. Stretch pass by Nyquist, and Yurko with a beautiful finish. All of that perfectly executed when the door was open. Wow.
Cogliano with a good move to get away from Larkin as the Ducks come in. Cogliano again with a backhander, and Howard able to knock it away. Hampus Lindholm, as that was partially blocked on the way through. Abdelkader. Jonathan Ericsson delays. And then Silverberg picked it off before it could go through to his countryman Zetterberg. Jonathan Ericsson forced back, gave it away. Perron right in. And a penalty coming as a result of all that. The Red Wings are going to be shorthanded.
Been like a magnet down on this corner this period. We've only played half the period, but Detroit's had at least 4 giveaways or miscues, call them what you want, in their own zone right around the net. This one
Detroit, number 52, 2 minutes hooking.
goes for a hooking penalty to Eriksson, but so far they haven't paid the price on it. They've been dodging bullets the whole period. I don't know how much of a hook it was, but Perron like he lost his balance, and Eriksson's real happy about that.
Another face-off win by Detroit. They've been good in that department tonight, able to get it down the ice.
Eriksson, 2 minutes for hooking at 10.
So Anaheim goes to their 3rd power play of this game. Shea Theodore put it in deep.
Nice play by DeKaiser, stolen right off the stick of Perry. Perry, like, where did David Copperfield come from? I never even saw you.
David Perron had it knocked down by Riley Sheahan. Comes around near side for Theodore. Theodore was the 26th overall pick in 2013 by Anaheim. That was the draft the Red Wings took Anthony Mantha 20th. Theodore back with it. Right in front, bounced off the stick and unable to get a shot was Stewart. With Maroon. Broken up. Sheahan tries to get through and knocked away from him. Boy, Sheahan's mom, Peggy, was the star of our broadcast last night in Buffalo. She was terrific. Interview with John Keating last night about her son.
I don't think they're here tonight, though. They drove over to Buffalo from St. Catharines. It's not very far.
Slapped down by Helm right to Gibson. 10 seconds remaining in the man advantage for the Ducks, but it's Helm moving in to force the issue along with Glendening. So Anaheim 0 for 3 with 6 shots on their power play tonight. They go after it though. Perry lost an edge and went down. And then Red Wings flipped it out of play. There's going to be a penalty. Detroit's going to be shorthanded again. Well, that call made by Dan O'Halloran. And speaking of which, what wasn't called, as Pavel Datsyuk here thought that Maroon should have been called for playing with a broken stick, and then Ryan Kessler comes down and breaks Pavel Datsyuk's stick. So, like the veteran during the TV timeout, Pavel Datsyuk, you can see, he may be talking Russian or English, but by sign language, Dan O'Halloran, being the veteran referee he is, giving Pavel his say to say, why wasn't that called? And that's the good part, where referees miss it.
They should.
They'll go up and
If they're allowed to. Sometimes they're told not to anymore. They leave the players alone. But an older guy, a veteran guy, can get away with it. They used to do it in our day. And, you know, you have a few the heck with yous, and everybody gets on with their life.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Datsyuk planted the seed that he'll harvest later. I'll guarantee you that. He's got a great sense of humor, and he speaks English well enough to get any point across.
Save made by Howard. Puck's loose. Backhand. And cleared away by Datsyuk, who's got a little penalty killing time here. He's been so good on the face-off tonight. It's not Pavel's want any longer, I would think, to be killing penalties, but he won that draw. Now he goes off, and Glendening and Helmer out for Detroit. Saved by Howard. Kick back out. Knocked away by Marchenko, but the Ducks able to recover that puck. Silverberg swinging it back to the line to Rickard Rakell to Jakob Silverberg. Shot in, hit a leg. Silverberg finding it. He got checked into the middle, taken away in Glendening, who had the empty netter to seal the game at 3-0 last night in Buffalo. Glendening forced wide by the forward Rakell. So Glendening put it back into the corner. Abdelkader shoved his man Lindholm to pick up the puck. And this crowd here at the Joe giving the Red Wing penalty killers a hand. 40 seconds remaining in the green penalty with the puck over the glass. Streaking in off the wing, batting right in, and bowls into Jimmy Howard.
How do you not call a penalty on that? I mean, he wasn't touched by anybody.
Kept in at the line by Perron to Ryan Getzlaf. For David Perron. Perry. Cross, Howard never saw it. Perry moving in again. Getzlaf to Vatanen. Sammy Vatanen cuts back into the middle. Vatanen hooked a little bit. That one overlooked. Getzlaf's got it now. Down low it goes. Green out of the box. Red Wings at full strength. Green's open at center. Lead pass. He's got it. Green's in the clear. Oh, and a save by Gibson, who robs Mike Green.
Oh, they were on their feet at the Joe here when he came out of the penalty box. Good job by the goalie.
Mickey York for the game break, brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Columbus and Boston tonight. Blue Jackets down 2, but have answered back. Justin Falk shot hits Nick Foligno out in front, and it gets past Jonas Gustafsson. Game tied up at 2 in the second. Same score at the Joes. We send it back to Ken in a minute.
And John Tortorella not coaching for the Blue Jackets, out with broken ribs after colliding with Rennie Bourque in practice, who's asked for a trade now.
Before the collision or after?
After. I would think. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No, it could be a problem. But anyway, we wish John all the best in his recovery. Yeah, that was tough. And you saw the standings there with Boston right on the heels. And
remember when Ned Harkness fell on the ice at Olympia, broke his teeth with a whistle in his mouth. There wasn't a lot of guys.
No sympathy for that.
There wasn't much sympathy. Like, oh, geez, really?
Here's Green back in.
They'll teach him to blow that whistle.
That's it. Good play. Got it back again. Richards poked it in deep. Larkin back of the net. Datsyuk. Back for Dylan Larkin. Out along with Richards. Datsyuk. Moved it from skate to stick. Richards held up, couldn't get through. Richards again. Escaping a hit there was Yurko. Shooting one, that was stopped. Yurko's got a goal here tonight that tied up the game. Out with Polkinen. And Marchenko couldn't keep it in. Richards will go off to complete the change. Marchenko with a lead pass. And Richards stays out there for the moment. Yurko. As the Ducks at center, move past Quincy, who hustles back to get it. And cleared it back out to center. Now Sheahan comes on. Quincy got shoved. Sheahan in there. Tatar lifting one for Polkinen. And it'll be held, so no icing there.
They were going to call it. You're right. They were going to call that. $67 fan packs are available to see the Wings battle of Senators February the 10th. You get 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, and 2 soft drinks, starting at $67 for tickets. Go to DetroitRedWings.com.
Well, we're in a 2-2 tie in this one with 3 to go in the second. And on this date in history, back in 1944, the Red Wings 15, the New York Rangers nothing. That was the largest margin of victory in NHL history. And by today's standards, that's 3 games worth of goals by both teams.
Really?
Pretty much. Loose puck there for Quincy, and then moved ahead by DeKeyser. Theodore to Perry, on to Raquel. Quincy moved it back there for DeKeyser for Nyquist. 14 goals in the season for Gus Nyquist, or 13 rather for Nyquist. Loose in front of the net, and held by Gibson as it rolled back to him.
Tonight's game is being broadcasted on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the United States Armed Forces serving around the world on land and on ships at sea. Welcome to all of you out there, hoping you're enjoying the National Hockey League, and we know there's lots of Red Wing fans all around this world. And God bless all you guys and girls. Thanks for doing what you do, and I'd like to say keep your heads up and your sticks down. Good stuff.
Good advice.
Thanks for being with us.
Datsuk out with Zetterberg and Larkin. Brendan Smith with 2 assists tonight, shoots it back in. So a new formation here for Jeff Blashill late in the second period.
Really?
The 3 big point collectors together. But they'll have to start if they stay out there with a defensive zone face-off. Ryan Kessler, 20 goals and 47 points a season ago. When he's been healthy, 7 straight years he scored 20 goals when he's been healthy. 1 year, he only played 17 games. But other than that, it's 20 goals or more year after year. Will he get there this year? Well, he's got 9 on the season, and now 20 points, and a team worst minus 13.
He was well sought
after. The rest of his mates, hasn't been a great season.
He was well sought after. Basically, bottom line is he wanted to get out of Vancouver, where it seemed to be, and Anaheim went after him, signed him to a big deal after that too. So mostly, for penalty killing, defensive role, and to score some goals. So he can do it all. That justifies his big contract.
And they center one out, and Howard, the glove save, got a piece of that. Helm from across center will dump it in. Advocator moves up. Ducks just ice it. And the face-off will come back down into the Anaheim zone.
Get the college hockey hat pack to see the exciting duel in the D featuring Michigan versus Michigan State at the Joe. February 5th, for just $20, you get an upper level general admission ticket and a winter hat in your favorite school's colors. To purchase, go to DetroitRedWings.com/hat-pack.
And Jeff Blashill's come right back with Datsuk, Zetterberg, and Larkin again. DeKeyser and Quincy in an offensive zone faceoff. Zetterberg tied up there by Getzlaf, and the Ducks just lift one out. Quincy to Zetterberg. He'll shoot it in. Kevin Bieksa, former teammate in Vancouver with Kessler. Bieksa knocked down Larkin. Fans hoping for a orange armband to go in the air, none coming. Raquel tying it up. Zetterberg for Datsuk. Took a shot. Oh, and then the second one. The second one certainly could have been called, you'd think. Stayed in. Zetterberg for Datsuk just couldn't handle it, and Getzlaf clears it away, and now Silverberg with a break with Raquel. Silverberg to Raquel. Howard didn't know where it was. He made the save. It's loose now, though. Another shot just wide by Getzlaf.
Who's hurt? Anaheim player hurt behind the net. Silverberg.
Silverberg. As Getzlaf kept it in. 10 to go in the period. Sheahan picked up here by Vatanen. As the second period comes to its conclusion in a 2-2 tie, as the Red Wings got the only goal. Silverberg talking to the rookie referee, Kendrick Nicholson.
I got to believe that the Red Wings are slightly happy that they got out of this second period without being down. How that didn't go in, I don't know. And Silverberg got run in by Quincy and got stung on that one. So we're tied at 2 after 2. And Red Wings need to tighten it up, Ken, in their own zone.
And our MGM Grand Detroit intermission report. Mickey and the goaltenders give their thoughts on who will have an impact on the second half. Mickey, take it away. As teams are back to start the third period, a new wrinkle for you here tonight on Fox Sports Detroit. Something a little different. Our scouting report brought to you by Oakland University. So how often do you think at even strength players have the puck on their stick or touch the puck? Not much. There are their even strength times with the number of times they've actually touched the puck. And total puck possession where the puck's been on their stick tonight through 40 minutes at even strength. Dylan Larkin, 17.4 seconds, the puck in his stick. Pavel Datsuk, 24.1 seconds, and Tomas Tatar, just 10.7 seconds.
Barely over 1 second per touch. That's really hard to believe. When you watch a hockey game, you think they handle the puck a lot more than that.
Now, power play could skew those numbers, but
Yeah.
constrained. And Tatar has not played a lot tonight.
Power play, especially because you're hanging onto the puck and trying to set up in the offensive zone. Kadar has not played much at all. Only 6 minutes and change. 6:37 overall. 4 and change, which is the lowest of all.
Players in the
20
team.
with 36 skaters. So lowest of everybody at 4 and change, even strength.
Saved there by Howard, 29 seconds into period number 3.
But strangely, there's a lot of low numbers as I look at this sheet, Ken. 550 overall for Teemu Pulkkinen. Only 606. They're showing Thomas Jurko for 606. 637 for Tatar. Brad Richards, 716. Boy. But, you know, all those penalties to Detroit. You get a lot of people playing a lot of time like Glendening, Abdicator, and Datsuk, etc.
Anaheim's had 4 power play tries for 8 minutes. And as he did in the second period, Jeff Blashill jumbled all the lines, and Datsuk back out again with Zetterberg and Larkin. Oh, a high stick up there on De Keyser that was overlooked.
There's a lot of
Keyser hasn't had enough trouble from last night and the puck in the face. And he could have broken a jaw. And Dylan Larkin, well, you know the high stick he took last night and broke a tooth that he had repaired today. Spent some time in the dentist and then lost the puck there to Kessler.
That's not what you want to do if you're Larkin. This is.
Larkin a rare minus tonight so far. Back in for Kessler to Silverberg to Kessler. Tried to go through his legs. Loose in the crease. And then cleared away, and here comes Larkin. Well, Kessler was a little fancy on that. Larkin goes after it along with Sammy Vatanen. Nyquist moves in. Smith was in deep, and the Ducks iced the puck. They'll be unable to change. The Red Wings will complete theirs.
Well, Detroit again, dangerous going behind as Kessler drove the net again. Loose puck, dangerously bouncing around like a hot potato and dodged another bullet. Two things came out of the second period for me. Detroit too sloppy in their own end. Dodged a lot of bullets. Lucky to come out 2-2. And the second thing is, referees called nothing. Should have called a ton. There's a lot of chintzy stuff in the first period. And that's the problem with people and refereeing is if it's consistent, everybody's okay. When it's not, we get problems.
The juggling of the lines has Sheahan back between Nyquist and Tatar. Oh, bump there was Sheahan on a good hit from Josh Manson, whose dad Dave played with 7 teams in the NHL from 86 to 02 as we get a stop and play, and dad Dave picked up 2,792 penalty minutes in 1,103 games played. That's a lot of time in the sin bin for his dad. He was a tough customer.
Yeah, he was. I don't remember whether he got hit in the throat with a shot or punched in the throat in a fight.
Yeah,
one of the two, and he always whispered the rest of his time. Could not speak any louder than that. That's the way he used to talk.
So he couldn't go into broadcasting.
I guess so.
His career was over.
Yeah, I never thought about that. No, if he was lucky that he didn't break his larynx and have some serious problems, you know. But you're right, he was a real competitor, tough guy, big guy. Loved to mix it up. I best remember him with the Hawks. Talked like Paul Newman a lot. Or what's his name in Godfather? Talked like that guy, not Paul Newman.
Scores!
Corey Perry involved again. Boy. We talked about him at the top of the show, and the Anaheim Ducks on the transition have been dangerous tonight. And here, look at that play. Off the right skate, Perry plays it to himself. I mean, that's just a great athlete. Look at this. Plays it to himself. Gets it up in his wheelhouse and slides it in the corner as the Kaiser's got to watch Maroon in front. And the Ducks take the lead again.
So Perry with his 19th goal.
Way too dangerous. Too often, Anaheim. And finally they cash in.
So Perry's got 2 tonight. Kessler's got 1. And the Red Wings with goals from Helm and Yurko. Well, the big gun scoring for the Ducks. The Red Wings have some goals from unlikely sources. But Anaheim's got 3. They lead by 1 as Howard waited for it to come into the trapezoid. Gives it to Brendan Smith, who helped set up both goals tonight. Lead pass here and a break. Stumbling Polkinen. Comes back with it. Looks for Richards, who shoots one. And it'll be stopped by John Gibson.
Boy, frustrated is Polkinen that he can't get himself a quality scoring chance. And I don't know whether he stumbled on something or toe picked, but he would have been away if he hadn't had that hesitation when he took the pass right there. Just about went down, stayed with it, knew there was nowhere to go when a backhand, and left it for Richards on a bad angle.
So Zetterberg, Datsuk, and Larkin out again. Zetterberg will play the right side. Eriksson with a shot and knocked down, and we've got a high sticking penalty coming here to the Ducks.
Wow.
Anaheim number 33, 2 minutes high stick.
Silverberg goes to the box. He has 3 goals his last 4 games. He'll be sitting.
Right off the faceoff, Silverberg 33. Clips him on the way by to try to get it out to the point.
So Datsuk, Nyquist, Abdelkader, Zetterberg, and Green. The Bell Tire power play for Detroit as the Ducks control the faceoff. Knocked down by Zetterberg at center. Oh, the linesman says high stick. Everybody else said, no, not so sure. But with that, and the Red Wings on a power play, the faceoff will come all the way back into their zone. Zetterberg thought he got that one below shoulder height. Raquel and Maroon assisting on the goal by Perry, his second tonight. Raquel's got 2 assists tonight. Perry's got 2 goals. Anaheim leads by 1.
Driven by performance. Red Wings power play.
Red Wings had the lead in this game, and the Ducks grabbed a 2-1 lead. Red Wings tied it, and Anaheim with the lead again. Green ran out of real estate, hit there by Bieksa. And the Ducks will get it down as Howard will come out to play it and leave it there for Pavel Datsyuk. Plus 10 coming into the game tonight. Pavel second on the Red Wings behind Dylan Larkin. Zetterberg gets checked. Knocked down by loose in front here for Green. Slapped at, but not out by Lindholm. Datsyuk plays it back here to Nyquist, top of the circle. The shot, and went wide on the far side. And back to pick it up goes Green. Green, who missed a breakaway in that second period out of the penalty box. John Gibson made a great stop. 50 seconds remaining in the Silverberg penalty. Tomas Tatar. Left in behind by Richards. Second power play unit out for Detroit. Richards couldn't handle the pass from the Kaiser, and just like that, the Red Wings have to go back to get it again.
Yeah, begin to get set up, eh?
Dylan Larkin finds some space, gets tripped, no call.
What the heck is going on here?
And he's cut. That may have got a skate up in the face. Larkin going to find his stick. And with the pass across from Polkin, it didn't work. Now Tatar. Larkin trying to get it. And the Ducks have killed off that Red Wing power play. It is 0 for 3 on the night. Anaheim 0 for 4 on theirs. Just over 5 minutes having elapsed, and you can see the frustration from Dylan Larkin.
I mean, hear the frustration for 20,000 people wondering why no trip.
Backhander by Jonathan Ericsson. He had 5 shots on goal last night in that game at Buffalo when the Red Wings put 45 on the Sabres net.
He made a heck of a play to Larkin on the winning goal, the only goal that they needed. And he did get
cut.
He did. How do you not call a tripping play on that? I mean,
and it was a skate of Bieksa that came and flipped him on the way down.
Yeah, to me,
it's accidental.
It's an easy call to make. I know that's twice now there have been calls that look like they could have been made. But and it would have put them 5-on-3. But we've never seen a reluctance to put teams 5-on-3 before. All of a sudden, it's like, oh boy, that's out of bounds. I don't know.
Dylan Larkin still bleeding, as you can see. Pete Van Zandt working on that. He broke a tooth last night, had dental surgery today. Nose was bleeding last night. They came up with a big goal offensively and a great assist on Zetterbergs, who's now got Abdelkader with him in Datsyuk.
They got to find a way to get that bleeding stopped, or he can't come back in today's game.
Oh, nearly too many men.
They did. They got him. They still had too many men.
Well,
that's crazy.
Hopped off, wasn't in the play.
But he stayed on, though. He never went off. This is crazy. Oh, God. Especially when they're all looking at it, with everybody screaming. The extra take a run at Zetterberg, and they're going to be sour. They're really going to be sour at this. Zetterberg cross-checked Zetterberg. There's no question. Zetterberg cross-checked Bieksa. There isn't any question about that. But he was protecting himself as Bieksa took a hard run at him, and boy, this thing's going south real fast here at the Joe.
Oh, Kessler, good move. He's right in. He scores! Oh, pretty deke at the line on the delayed penalty, which will nullify that, but gives Anaheim a 2-goal lead and gives 20,000 plus here, the majority which are Red Wing supporters, a chance to boo more loudly.
Well, it's a lovely play by Ryan Kessler. Over the pad, under the blocker, back of the net. So Kessler having a good homecoming. A nice wrist shot. And it's 4-2 Anaheim.
Yeah, the gang from Livonia may be the few who weren't booing.
Yeah, right.
He's had a big night. He's got 2. Corey Perry's got 2. And the Ducks lead by 2. And the fans booing the 2 with armbands.
And they should tonight.
Number 33, Malcolm Silverberg. Time of the goal, 6 minutes, 42 seconds.
That was close.
There's no way they were calling that outside the trapezoid. There's no way they were calling that.
So it wasn't close.
No.
He was outside. This is nuts. It's out of control.
They would have called that, it would have been Clarence Campbell revisited.
Really. Oh, boy.
Well, 4-2 Ducks lead, Mick. We're back in a moment. There's another exciting college hockey matchup. Michigan State, Michigan, the duel in the D. February 5th, the Joe tickets start at $15. Little Caesars Family 4-pack start at just $49. For tickets, go to DetroitRedWings.com/college hockey, and they'll be playing for something different. For the duel in the D trophy. And Tom Anastas and Red Berenson, it's the duel in the D for a reason. They'll be banging one another out on the ice, and Red Berenson and Tom Anastas having their say, banging up the old D there. Well, the trophy they'll be playing for, and come watch it here at Joe Louis Arena on February 5th, the Spartans and the Wolverines, and something else to play for. Ablocator, Zetterberg, and Datsuk out for Detroit. Shea Theodore able to find the puck. Icing indicated and will be called here against Anaheim. Dylan Larkin okay after being patched up and bandaged there. 15 goals. Leads the Red Wings. Still tied with Henrik Zetterberg. 32 points to lead the way. Only Jack Eichel has more shots among rookies. He's second in rookie goals and points. Is Dylan Larkin coming into the game tonight. Here's Perry. Perry with 2 goals. Kessler with 2 goals. Dylan Larkin.
You gotta be kidding me!
Someone thought someone was kidding them.
You know who that is? That's Perry. He's not afraid to let anybody know. And he was screaming at the referee, the young referee, about not making a holding call. He had a point.
The young referee is Kendrick Nicholson, who officiated 5 games last year. And this just his second season, 33 years old, working with the veteran Dan O'Halloran. Jonathan Ericsson turned back at center by the forecheck there of Ryan Garbutt, making his debut for the Ducks tonight, number 28. And Bob Murray making changes to this Anaheim team, still in the thick of things in the Western Conference in that Pacific Division, as David Perron shoots it in, another acquisition. Right around the time that Garbutt was acquired, as Perron is checking. Perron with his 3rd point as a Duck tonight. Stewart back in for David Perron. That was saved by Howard, picked up here by Yurko. Yurko with one of the 2 goals tonight for the Red Wings, along with Darren Helm. Detroit completes a change as we're 30 seconds away from the halfway point here in period number 3. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you. Glad you're with us tonight on Fox Sports Detroit as Tatar shoots it in with Shane and Nyquist. Raquel bumps Tatar, got through to Shane. That was stopped.
Good save there.
The Kaiser thought better of going after it. Big Patrick Maroon carries ahead. Turning at the line was Raquel for Maroon to the far side to Perry. Moving in goes Manson. Manson's got it. Back for Perry. Corey Perry waits. Shane without a stick. And Tatar just knocked the puck away as he was tired and needed to go for a change. Manson waits. 6th round pick in 2011. Brings it to center and plays it back. And Lindholm for Kessler. Got it through to Silverberg. Back to Kessler. He missed it. Zetterberg with Abdelkader. Smith joining. Smith goes to the goal. Abdelkader, though, was chased down by Lindholm. Interfered with was Zetterberg. Smith couldn't get a shot away as Kessler's turned back. Loose puck here for Abdelkader. As they yell Abby, and Datsuk gets the puck from him to the line to Smith. Off the leg, Abdelkader back to the net. Quick shot, and Zetterberg denied there. As Gibson will hold on to that with 9 to go in the third. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
9 minutes to play, 4-2 visitors, and we'll bring you our Nissan Drive to the Net. Take you back a couple of years. Tomas Jurko against Jonas Hiller and Anaheim. Backhander. Okay, that's pretty good. Tonight, our Drive to the Net brought to you by Nissan. Nice play by Smith and Nyquist, and another backhander. This time, top corner, made it 2-2. Tomas Jurko.
Glendening with Richards and Larkin. So we're going to see many different machinations tonight. Long shot in that Howard stopped. Brendan Smith with Green. Brad Richards. Tipped by Glendening, but offside. It slowed it down just as Larkin was getting in across the line.
And while we're at it, let's bring you our Ram Guts Glory play, and it's going to be Gibson on a save that he just made a few moments ago on Henrik Zetterberg that would have made it 4-3. Close range, set up by Abdelkader. Zetterberg gets it up. That, you know what? That puck should have been, that play should have been reviewed. His arm was inside the goalpost when it hit it, but it wasn't. And it stays 4-2, but that's our Ram Guts Glory play. Nice save by Gibson, no matter how you cut it.
Knocked down here by Eriksson or Tatar. Tomas Tatar dumped it in, knocked down by Kevin Bieksa, the 34-year-old. Hired from Vancouver for a second-round pick that they'll use next June in the draft. Red Wings, as of now, are still slated to play in Brooklyn on Monday night against the Islanders, and we're slated to go there tomorrow afternoon, weather permitting, and we'll see what entails as the Islanders game with Philadelphia today was postponed.
I talked to the Philly people about noon today, and they were scrambling. The team was still down at the arena after a skate. They canceled the game late. The NBA game had been canceled before the hockey game, so they were lucky to get out. Philadelphia had 17 inches of snow, and New York ended up getting a lot more snow than they thought. Originally it was 3 to 6, and ended up with well over a foot apparently in downtown New York City. So yeah, our wheels up time may be like a bingo ball for tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see what goes on tonight.
And you see the Islanders record, the last 15 games, and led by Brock Nelson with 18 goals. Kyle Poso leads the team with 35 points. They won 5-2 Friday in Ottawa. They trailed 2-1 midway through that game and then got 4 unanswered. They had 5 days off prior to that game. And remember the Islanders' fourth line, Martin, Zizekas, Clutterbuck. They'll come hitting everything that moves.
Sure will.
And John Tavares was about 13 points behind his pace of last season, but he's become a very good skater. That was maybe the one point that Tavares, they said, had to work on, and he's become much better at that, and what a prolific player he is. Well, that'll be Monday night, as of now, from Brooklyn. Red Wings have some work to do here. Looking for their first home win in 5 tries. Shot, hit bodies in front of Howard, taken here by Helm, who opened the scoring a minute 10 into the game. Then Helm lost it, Ricard Raquel played it back, the Ducks got away with it, and here comes Perry. Loose here for Raquel, the shot, Howard the save, and batted out of the air. Got help there from DeKaiser.
Nice play by Manson.
Yep.
Nice play by Manson. He read what Jurko was trying to do. The Ducks are crazy if they open this game up. They get caught with 3 guys down the ice. They're not thinking right with a 4-2 lead and 6.5 to go.
Well, they haven't really been able to open up all year. I can't see them.
No, but I mean, just gambling, trying to get something. They don't need anything else.
Now we're able to get a piece of that as it.
Because here they are, 2 goals over their average tonight. True. With 4. They had 89 and 45 games coming in, so they're making hay while the sun shines here tonight.
From those who should score are doing it. Okinen played it back. Ahead it goes here to Garbutt. His shot went high. Getzlaf out there now along with David Perron. Back is Corbinian Holzer. Orbieksa. He gets checked. Now Nyquist. Leshane and Tatar. Tatar back of the net. Stays with it. And he's checked by Getzlaf. Knocked out of the air by Brendan Smith. Poked deep by Nyquist. Tatar couldn't pick it up. Closing on Holzer. Smith moved up again. Here's Nyquist. Was on his backhand though. Now to his forehand. Nyquist off the skate of Smith.
Nope.
Hustling back is Green to pick it up. Green, who had that great chance in all alone in the middle stanzas. Datsuk shoots one.
Whoa.
No rebound as a collision there as Zetterberg gets thrown into Gibson.
He got drilled into him. Gibson didn't react at all. So we got a break coming up. 5:22 to go. Red Wings are down by a pair. It's been a goofy night. Lots of giveaways. That makes an exciting game for somebody. We'll be back.
Mickey York with the studio update. Panthers and the Lightning. Panthers are all over the Bolts tonight. Loose puck out in front of the net. Vincent Trocheck bats at it, and it flutters right over Ben Bishop and into the back of the net. Now 4-1 Florida as they play in the third. Highlights from that and other games around the NHL tonight, plus Darren and Ozzie join me to break down Jimmy Howard's night, the highlights, and we'll hear from Coach Blashill and the boys after the game on Red Wings Live. For now, back to Ken and Mick at the Joe. Guys?
Thanks, Mickey. Third best record in the NHL. Florida, what a year they're having. The boys over there, and we'll bring you our Miller Moment, brought to you by Miller Lite. And it was a beautiful pass early in the game, just a minute and change in, from Brendan Smith to Darren Helm. Nice deke. Got a lot of goals on that deke tonight. A couple of forehands on that one and a couple of backhands. Corey Perry with other ones. So that's our Miller Moment, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Datsuk between Abdelkader and Zetterberg. Green to the far side for Abdelkader. Played offensively by Batman. Poked at the line, but not out. Green to Datsuk. Datsuk was surrounded by Ducks. And that came up in Cogliano, who will go to the bench. Boy, Cogliano has never missed a game in his career. Playing in his 668 consecutive game. Here's a chance for Perry, but couldn't get a shot away. Looking for his third of the game. Pavel Datsuk, who's never had a regular season hat trick in his career. The most 2-goal games of any active player without one. He's had one playoff hat trick. Corey Perry's had 8 of those. And Ryan Kessler's got a couple tonight. He's had 3. This will be icing against Detroit.
Well, it's been a fractured night for the defensive side of the puck, mostly for Detroit. They have really coughed it up a lot. Made a lot of mistakes in their own zone, and Anaheim's been able to take advantage of some of them, not all. But they won't be happy with the way they've come back after last night in Buffalo, Ken.
Yeah.
Again at home, unless they can find a way to pull it off here with 4 and change left.
And as much as the Ducks have had trouble scoring, it's been a similar story for Detroit, too. The save made off Richards' attempt from an acute angle that Gibson kicked back out.
Yeah, last night was since Buffalo on the 2nd of January. The only the second time they've scored more than 2 goals.
The last time the Wings scored 3 in regulation against anyone but Buffalo was December 26th, the 3-2 win at Nashville.
Crazy.
And there's evidence of what we're speaking of. First 17 of the season, and then the next 18 when the Red Wings went 10-2-6 in that point streak. Averaged 3.1 goals per game, but the last dozen, and just at 500.
Well, that last dozen at 6-5-1 is in Tampa going 8-2 going into tonight is the reason why Tampa Bay has caught Detroit, and they've gotten healthy, and the team has gotten over their long run of the playoff hangover. Stamkos situation still up in the air. Drouin's situation up in the air.
I still say Steve Yzerman will find a way to get Steven Stamkos signed. 3.5 to go. This is the late penalty here. Boarding will be the call.
Well, this sets up for a very interesting situation, at least, because we'll get to the standings in a second. Hang on 1 second, guys. Howard will stay on the bench. You got a penalty to Anaheim. Deep zone face-off, I believe. So it'll be 6 skaters to 4 when we commence here in a second. Now, Florida, are they in with their points tonight? No. Is that going to 61 for Florida?
Right.
Yes,
yet.
it is. Yeah, 61.
Their game's not over yet, so yeah.
Oh, it's not over? I thought it was. Oh, okay.
But they're winning by 3.
Okay,
So.
all right. And Tampa Bay at 56. You see they're even with Detroit. And they have one more regulation overtime win. And all these other teams, 53, 50, 50, 50, and 48. Boy, oh boy, all within 8 points of Detroit. Here we go.
So Howard on the bench. So 6 on 4 here for Detroit with a boarding penalty with Raquel in the box. So empty net for the Red Wings, but a 2-man advantage here. Zetterberg to the line. Nyquist gives him the puck back. Datsyuk back in front. Off the pads and a save made.
Well, here's the reason for the penalty.
And Brendan Smith's gone to the room.
Yeah.
Because of this. That's the boarding penalty, Raquel, on Brendan Smith.
That goes in shoulder first. Not good. Now both teams have their timeout, and I'm not sure who's used it. I think it's Blashill, but try to set something up. 3:09 to go here. Again, a deep zone face-off. We'll, with that, take our break and come back to wrap it up for you in a moment. Donald Boudreau can have called the timeout, I'm told. So that's a good thing. If Detroit can make it 4-3 here, then Blashill still got his timeout in his hip pocket.
Off the draw, it goes to the Ducks, who are shorthanded, and the Red Wing net is empty. Datsyuk, watched by Kessler, gets it back here. Green at the left point, the right-hand shot. Zetterberg. Down low it goes, Nyquist. That's Helm in the high slot, Abdelkader in front. Datsyuk took the shot, it hit Abdelkader. Back in front again, Datsyuk pulls it back in. Datsyuk to Green and hopped on him to Zetterberg. Nyquist waits. Finds Green.
Can't get it in the wheelhouse.
Zetterberg, Nyquist, Gibson the save, Green to hold it in. Henrik Zetterberg deflected on the way through to Nyquist. Abdelkader bumps Bieksa. Datsyuk trying to find a little space here, watched by Silverberg, goes to Green. There's a shot and went wide. Helm over there to retrieve it for Detroit. 2:05 to go in the third. 35 to go on the power play. Datsyuk skate the stick again, as you say, not in the wheelhouse.
Right. Got to go to Green, one-timer.
There it is. There's the shot. Hit a body in front, didn't get through to Gibson, the empty net, and it misses it. And remember, because Anaheim's shorthanded, they can ice it. 15 left in this Bell Tire power play. The Red Wings will get a change here going with that unit going off. Larkin on. Gets the puck from DeKaiser. He'll wrap it in on the heart around. In goes Polkinen. Overskated by him as he goes down. Sheahan and Larkin to Tard. Richards and DeKaiser. Penalty over. Raquel out of the box. There's a shot that got blocked to Tard. Looks to Polkinen. DeKaiser scores!
Well, they get fresh legs on the ice. There's a minute 16 left. This puck hits somebody in front of the net. It found a way to get in. The Kaiser, it's rolling a little bit. Did it hit Riley Sheahan possibly and get between the arm and the body of Gibson? It might even hit Kessler in the slot coming through, or Getzlaf rather. Doesn't matter. It's 4-3, and Howard goes back in, face off center ice.
It got Getzlaf on the way through for sure.
Hit the goalpost and went in, so they finally got themselves a break.
And the most amazing thing of that was Polkinen passed up a slap shot to the Kaiser.
Right.
So, one-shot game now. Howard leaves it there for Green.
He's just got to go. He's just got to go.
The Kaiser from Polkinen and Tatar as it now is the scoring play at 18:44. Howard to the bench. An extra skater again for Detroit. Datsuk retrieves the puck. The slot. Larkin. The shot. It got blocked.
Wow.
Cleared by Anaheim's Kessler to center ice. 50 seconds to go. Pavel Datsuk's got it. Richards has it knocked away and now has to turn back as Green. From across center, long shot in. Kevin Bieksa for Anaheim gets checked. Zetterberg and Larkin on him. Puck comes around to Brad Richards. Richards took a shot. It got blocked.
That's an icing if they can get there.
Lifted down the ice by Vatanen, and it will be icing with
Now,
22 7/10 to go.
Therefore, the Boudreau timeout, for sure timely, because now Blashill's got his, and he's going to use it now, for sure. Last second, calls the timeout. Now, Halloran's going over there. What they're after is, when did I call my timeout and how much is 30 seconds? I mean, not how much is 30 seconds, because a ton of feathers weighs as much as a ton of bricks. We'll be back with 22.7 left.
Face off to the right of the goaltender for Anaheim, John Gibson. 23 seconds left. One goal game. You know the Red Wings have been in lots of those this season.
Ryan Kessler's a great face-off man up against Datsuk.
Draw one back by Kessler. And then off Zetterberg and down the ice for the empty net.
It's an icing. It's an icing. It missed Zetterberg, I guess. Or they would, well, let's say they would have called it. He went to play it. It looked like it hit him. It banked off something on the boards.
Well, good thing it didn't.
Wow. Kessler won that draw cleanly. They got to do a better job. Datsuk's got to do a better job against Kessler. Zetterberg's the only guy back behind the 5 red jerseys up on the line.
Two good veteran face-off men. The Red Wings, you see, with the advantage tonight. Ducks are third best in the league in face-offs coming into the game tonight. The Red Wings 10th.
What's that all about? Broken stick. Wow.
So Sammy Vatanen will go get another.
They're on their feet here now.
Datsuk got a backslide, and the shot goes off the stick as Richards let it go. Loose it, Brett. Richards bouncing puck. They jam away at its side of the goal, and with 6 8/10 left, Gibson holds on.
Wow. That had to be too close for comfort for Boudreau, I'll tell you right now. Detroit did get the draw. Puck got deflected over the net. Now an Abdicator threw it in front. Boy, a massive humanity there with Richards, Larkin bouncing off skates all over the place. 6.8 left. You have to win the draw or this thing's over.
Well, Datsuk has won 10 of 18 against Kessler tonight. 11 of 19 here could be huge.
up with it. Zetterberg backhand. Too many bodies in front, and the Ducks win it 4-3. The final score. They get big 2 points in regulation for Anaheim as the Red Wings lose a 5th straight at Joe Louis Arena.
Well, great finish, at least exciting and entertaining finish, but too many giveaways by Detroit tonight, too many open holes for Anaheim to take advantage of, and 2 guys get 2 goals for Anaheim. Homecoming for Kessler and the 30-goal scorer in Perry, and here is our big boy play of the game by Kessler. It ends up being the winning goal, his second of the night. A move at the blue line and a shot past Jimmy Howard that he thinks he maybe have had, but pretty good shot by Kessler over the pad. And that's the winning goal in our big boy play of the game. And the Red Wings drop another game at home. And the power play, once again, nothing to show.
For 4 tries, the Red Wings do get 3 in regulation for someone other than against Buffalo, but they fall 1 short to the Ducks. Mickey York.